Your body may have gotten so used to survival that fun actually feels unsafe. Welcome to Regulate and Rise, where regulation is the path to liberation. I'm Liana, founder of the Emancipation Frequency.
And I'm Tracy, founder of Ruha Rising, also a somatic conscious practitioner.
And today we're talking about something that many adults have completely disconnected from for one reason or another: play, play, joy, laughter. Play actually helps us regulate our nervous system, and it restores safety in the body and reconnects us to ourselves. So, Tracy and I wanted to have a discussion tonight about play because it's essential, especially in this environment where it seems like everything is weighing heavy on so many people. It's time to get back to having fun and reconnecting to yourself. So, let's get into it, Tracy.
Mhm.
Somewhere along the way, we lost, I don't know if it's the ability to have fun or we just actually lost the need for fun. I think we get so caught up in our lives and especially stress and
Mhm.
survival mode, which has you bouncing from thing to thing to thing to thing, from emergency to emergency. And no wonder we don't have time for fun anymore. What say you,
Mhm.
Miss Tracy?
I say you're right. We don't think we have time, but we got to make time. But you're right. There's society is conditioning us. The older we get and more into the technology age, productivity has become a thing. You can do more if you have technology. You're still spending the time and energy. So when you're putting all that time into being productive, where's your playtime? Where's your downtime? We can do everything we've been talking about, like yoga, therapy, movement, exercise, but where is your play? We get so wound up in, I got to get this done. I got to get this done. I got to get this done. Your brain is only programmed now, most frequently, to get things done. And again, where's your playtime? Your body cannot hold on to all that stress, all that productivity energy that we're expected to put out without having some kind of way to recharge. And we've learned as adults, you're not allowed to play. That's being childish. You're being lazy. Many things we hear. You're wasting time. But let me ask you this. How many of us, I'm raising my hand on this one, like to go to the comedy clubs? Why do we like comedy? It makes us laugh. Why do we like laughing? It makes us feel good. What does it do to our nervous system? It regulates it. It, at least for those moments, that hour, however long you're there, you can let go of that stress without consciously feeling like, okay, I need to do this step and this step. You're playing. Play allows us to have unstructured fun, unstructured nervous system regulation, connection with people. We've got to learn how to get back to play and give ourselves permission so we don't crash and burn or crash out, as the kids say.
Those kids, those crazy
Those
kids.
kids.
I keep I I keep thinking about how it's so easy for us to, as kids, a lot of times we take the traumas and everything that we went through, all the negativity that's still attached to our
Mhm,
organs, to our inner being, and we carry that into adulthood as these wounded children. But
mhm,
at the same time, it's like that goes up and up and up, but our play quotient goes away. We get disconnected from that same inner child that
Mm-hmm.
we're taken into adulthood with all the trauma, but we forget that also connected to that was that child who loved to play.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, play can mean so many different things.
Mm-hmm.
But before we get to that, the nervous system, well, I'm sorry, nervous system regulation
Mm-hmm.
means feeling safe enough to
Mm-hmm.
even be present. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't think play can even come into the equation unless we're present with ourselves and
Mm-hmm.
we allow ourselves to reconnect to that inner child. There's a sense of flexibility there instead of being reactive to our situation, reactive to the things that we're going through,
Mm-hmm.
allowing ourselves to be flexible enough to know that those things are going to come, but the awareness that a dysregulated nervous system kind of keeps us away from connecting to
Mm-hmm.
our joy. Um, that's a serious thing. So, Tracy, tell us about the difference between like survival mode and like shutting down and freezing, and
Mm-hmm.
maybe not just that, but from your experience and expertise, tell us kind of what's going on within ourselves that keeps us away from play.
Again, the conditioning that we have, or society telling us you need to be a productive adult. You cannot play. You must work all these hours. You must work overtime. You got the laptop now. What do you mean you can't work? But I guarantee you, all those people telling you that are out playing golf, fishing,
All
but
of that.
what's all of that? But what's going on is we're telling ourselves we can't play. We're not giving ourselves permission to be all the parts that make us a whole. We don't just have a mind. We're not just employees. We are people. We are human beings. We need to connect with, we've got parts of us that tell us what to do, our advisors. We've got parts of us that protect us. We've got a part of us that is still that inner child because that doesn't go away. That's still a part of who you are. And the more you smash it and smush it down, trying to please your boss, trying to please society, trying to make yourself look like a responsible adult. The more you push that down, the less tools you have to regulate yourself. And that's, we shut down, we're in survival mode. We've experienced trauma sometimes at work, at home, in relationships with our kids, and we shut down. We don't know what to do. We're just stuck. We're either stuck looking around all the time. What else do I need to do? What else? Oh my goodness, I can't get all this done. I didn't meet my productivity hours. I didn't get this report done. That's survival mode. That's like the flight part of survival mode, fight or flight. I must do this or I'm in trouble. The other part of us going, our nervous system, sometimes we don't go to that place of hypervigilance and trying to please all the demands. We just shut down. We just burn out. We just crash, or we're scared and our anxiety, our feelings take over and overwhelm us. We can't make decisions. We're just kind of sitting and waiting for the next thing to happen to us or the next demand that we have coming to us. But if we can work through that using all the other tools we have, talking, again, therapy, exercise, we can get to that regulated state in our nervous system. And when all of your energy is not going to fight or flight or shut down, protect myself, keep myself safe, when you're regulated, you're able to engage. You've let go of all this other stuff enough so that you can interact, socialize, have fun. And Even in the business world, when they say you need to be productive, you can't play, you're wasting time. Guess what they do at all of your team building activities and trips? And they play.
Play
You do rope
icebreakers.
climbing, icebreakers. Yes, you do
Hmm.
all that. So when people say you can't play, remind them this is what builds a team. This is what builds connection. That's why we have, as Liana said, the icebreakers, the team building. Cut and dry talking all the time just doesn't get it. Who wants to do that? Some people do.
Exactly.
So, I'm not judging anyone, but you got to have a variety to meet everyone's needs, to connect everyone, to find things in common. And if you're so busy looking around and thinking and worrying and stressing out, or shut down, burnout, protecting yourself, dragging through all your days, you don't have time to do that. So, again, today we wanted to bring this to the table. Playing is an essential part of life, and it doesn't always look like how people define it has to be.
Absolutely. And speaking as a single mom who raised two daughters alone, I I always laugh because I had a naturopath who actually became a very good friend of mine, and almost every time I would go into his office, because not only was I a patient, I actually did some work with him, and I tell you that I grew so much from that experience. But he used to tell me, Stop taking life so seriously."
Mhm,
He could tell in my entire being, my facial expression, my body tension, my inner self, my energy, my chi, my everything. He could
mhm,
tell that I was in survival mode.
mhm,
And, that really did something for me because when my grandson was born, I had the most fun I have ever, I think, had in my entire life. And it was such a joy for me to
mhm,
be able to experience life through his eyes. That allowed me to let go of some of the guards that I had up. It allowed me to release and have fun and get reconnected to my joy. And even just watching him having fun, you know, that gave me joy. And we would start doing things that were fun. Like we would go fossiling
mhm,
on some weekends, and so many different things that we chose to do because
mhm,
we're adventurers. So we like to try different things.
mhm,
And it got me so much out of my comfort zone. I just can't tell you. We would have pillow fights, jump up and down on the bed, you know, and oh my God, I never laughed so hard in my entire life. But that was me coming out of survival mode and not even knowing how much in survival mode I have been, to laugh until your jaws hurt or your cry
mhm,
tears are coming down. I mean, it was just the best experience of my
mhm,
life, and I thank God for it.
mhm,
And you know, and then play, it's not just games and vacations and entertainment. It can also be things like curiosity, creativity,
mhm,
laughter, whatever makes you laugh,
mhm.
go for it. Except if it's harmful to other people, we don't condone that.
Laugh at people, laugh with them.
Laugh with movement,
Mhm,
silliness, just acting silly, activating
mhm.
your sense of humor. Where have we hidden that for so many years?
Right.
Exploration, like I said, we would go on our weekend expeditions and just
Mhm,
have a blast. Uh, your imagination is involved in play,
mhm,
and spontaneity. A lot of times we get so stuck in survival mode. That's one of the reasons why we forget to play. We forget what play is. We forget that we're allowed to laugh. And then forget what other people think of you. It's for you, it's not
Mhm.
for them, it's for
Mhm.
you. So
Mhm.
laugh until you cry, in
Mhm.
a good cry.
Mhm.
Um, so, what are some of as far as the nervous system goes, what does play do for us? What are the advantages of play
Mhm.
for our nervous system
Mhm.
and raising our vibration and
Mhm.
our energy?
So play, you're letting go. You're being, as Liana says, spontaneous. You're enjoying the moment. You're laughing. You're playing. When you laugh, literally inside you're vibrating. So you are regulating your nervous system. You're calming all that nervous energy, the cortisol in your body, which is related to your stress levels. You're lowering the cortisol, which means you're less stressed. You're also, as I mentioned earlier, you're activating your social engagement system. I can play with other people. I can relate to you in a fun, non judgmental way. We can have fun together. We can use our imaginations. We're increasing our vagal tone, the vagus nerve that runs from it's all throughout your body. It connects to every organ and it controls how you respond. So it
So
sends
it's
messages to your organs. If you're stressed out, it's going to tell your stomach, for example, hurt, I hurt, there's pain here. It's going to tell your lungs, we can't breathe. It's going to tell your heart, we're beating faster. So it helps not have that vagus nerve just spastically communicating with all of our organs and shutting us down or making us freaked out and panicking. It's toning it down, it's regulating it. It also helps you in your body get out of the defensive mode. You're connecting. You're not worried so much what people are saying about you or how they're interacting with you or do they like me, stuff like that. It helps you not be as defensive so you can allow and give yourself permission to relax, to let go of some of your stress, to connect with other people. And as Liana said, it can be anything. If it's curiosity, if it's making you laugh and you're connecting with someone, that's play. Creaking, fishing, laughing at the funny creatures in nature, laughing at, I don't know, whatever you can find to laugh at. Just again, not to hurt people's feelings. You can laugh at yourself. But just another example, people don't think this is play, but it regulates your nervous system. Sometimes after a long day, or, I've met with several different people, they had a lot of different issues to deal with. Sometimes when I'm done with all that, I still need to regulate myself so I can go home calm and relaxed. So sometimes a coworker and I will go to the thrift store. We'll find all kinds of weird, silly things and we'll say, hey, girl, look at this. You want to buy this? That's play. That's letting go of stress, laughing at songs, all kinds of different things. So, as I explained, that's how play helps your nervous system, lowers your cortisol, which in turn lowers your stress. You can be more socially engaged with people. You can regulate the organs in your body so that your stomach's not hurting, you're not breathing fast, you're not clenching your fists, you're relaxed. And you can be less defensive, which means, guess what? You're going to enjoy yourself more.
exactly. When I'm asking the audience, was the last time you did something because it felt good, not because it was productive, but it felt good and it made you laugh and just have a blast? Think about some of those things.
Mhm.
that you do to allow yourself to have fun.
Mhm.
And it's not that people avoid play because they hate it.
Mhm.
They just avoid it because their nervous system adapts to stress.
Mhm.
And stress keeps you hyper focused on the next thing. Again, being reactive and bouncing from thing to thing to thing,
Mhm.
emergency, fire to fire to fire. And pulling yourself out of that is kind of a challenge unless you become aware of what the heck you're doing to yourself.
Mhm.
And oh my gosh, I just can't even stress that enough. It
Mhm.
is so critical. That's why we do regulate and rise, because we want you to become aware of these things in your life, of how your body has been operating under stress mode
Mhm.
and how you can shift out of that. And it's important to know how to do that,
Mhm.
uh, because it is extremely valuable. And, just getting reconnected to that laughter is just
Mhm.
invaluable. I can't even, I can't even, getting reconnected to your joy. That's why we were born.
Mhm.
That's our
Mhm.
birthright, joy.
Mhm.
It's not all of this performance for money.
Mhm. Right.
you know whoever uh, gave money a value and said, here, you have to go do this and trade time for money. I just want to slap them. I just want to slap somebody, because literally, look how many lives that has destroyed. And it's no wonder people work. I've heard so many stories from people that I know, of people that work until they are of retirement age, and then they keel over and
Mhm.
pass away the day after their retirement. And
Mhm.
honestly, I swear it's because you stop. For the first
Mhm.
time in your life, you slow down and your body is like, and then all of a sudden, and your body doesn't know what to do with itself. And that's where inserting fun,
Mhm.
inserting play, no matter what that is for you, without being so serious about it,
Mhm.
uh, comes comes in handy. I know my daughter, my oldest daughter, she loves to paint. She loves to draw. And we used to play Pictionary. And she would get so upset because her drawing wasn't like Michelangelo or Picasso. Picasso. Picasso is understandable because his is kind of wacky. But
Yeah.
she used to get so upset. And I said, Alex, it doesn't matter if you draw stick figures or whatever it is. We're just having fun. And literally, we can laugh at each other's drawings, and that's fun,
Mhm.
without taking it so seriously. But then we started to have more fun with it and started
Mhm.
cracking up at each other because we allowed ourselves that grace to not be perfect,
Mhm. Mhm.
and that matters.
It does.
So, like Tracy was saying earlier, a lot of times we get caught up in our work environment, and you got to earn your rest, earn it. You got to do enough just to rest. You got to do enough just to earn a couple of hours to play on the weekend. Um, you got to be serious. You got to work harder. Productivity means that you're adding value,
Mhm.
but your life matters.
Mhm.
Period. It's that
Mhm.
thing of you can go to work your entire life and give of yourself to someone else and build someone else's dream. But
Mhm.
what are you doing for you?
Mhm.
You know, what are you building for yourself?
Mhm.
What kind of vision have you created for your life?
Mhm.
Play and all curiosity and all
Curiosity.
these things unlock that within you. They unlock the creativity within you. They unlock your vision, your purpose, your power.
Mhm.
You know, it's just so incredible how much that
Mhm.
does for you. Um, so we tie a lot of this seriousness, which
Mhm.
again, we all need money, but
Mhm.
there's different ways to go about living your life so that is not the primary driving factor. We have to give ourselves grace to allow ourselves to do other things that are fulfilling for
Mhm.
our being, our mind, body, and spirit.
Mhm.
And that's critical.
Mhm. And yes, we do need money. And yes, many of us, because not everybody has to, but many of us have to work so we can survive. And our workplaces are, and again, in the technology age, you can work more because you have that at your fingertips. They're taking advantage. They are abusing us. They're creating these environments where we're afraid to speak up for what we need. We're afraid to say, hey, I need to eat lunch. I need 10 minutes break. I need to use the bathroom. It is that bad nowadays. And we need to give ourselves permission for what we need. And I say need, not want. We need rest. Our bodies need rest. Our bodies need to not be wound up so tightly all day and then all night worrying about the next day. If you imagine, as Liana was talking about, we work and then we finally relax and we slow down. So imagine yourself, your body's a rubber band, and you're constantly stretching and stretching it. Do more, do more, do more, do more. What's going to happen when you finally stretch it beyond your capacity? It snaps. We may feel like we're doing well now because we're meeting all these deadlines and goals, which we need to do, but we still need permission to eat, to rest, to take breaks, to take vacations, to take time off, to be sick if we're sick, and not have to push ourselves. Because as we're working and we're not at retirement yet, guess what? It can show up now in your body, it can show up in retirement. Your body can only take so much. It shows up in high blood pressure, diabetes, headaches, migraines, uh, Crohn's disease, all kinds of things, because your body can't take all that stress. It's not designed for all of that stress. It's not meant to have all of that stress. You got to be able to recharge, rest, reset, and go back. Play is one of the simplest forms of getting that rest. Laughing, looking at funny memes, sending funny memes to each other during the day at work or to your family, and just checking it at different moments. That's play. That's something that you can easily do. That's a positive part of technology. You
Yeah.
can easily do that during the day and get a laugh and a smile on yourself if you can't connect with someone at any given moment. I Life is meant to be taken seriously, so don't get us wrong. Life is meant to be taken seriously, but if we take it too seriously, meaning we're giving into, not giving into, but we're doing what we think is expected of us to be successful because people are defining you must meet this quota, you must meet these productivity hours. If we continue to do that, we're going to crash and burn. And our bodies still need to rest and reset. Sometimes that ends up, we turn to unhealthy ways to cope and reset. We drink, we smoke, all kinds of other relationships we have that are not healthy for us because we're getting stress out. We turn to sometimes abusing ourselves. This is just too much. We hurt ourselves. Some people become suicidal. Some people cut themselves because I need this relief and I don't know how else to get it. But, when I do things like that, So if we don't find the healthy ways and give ourselves permission to use those through play, for example, we're going to turn to other things. Our bodies are not going to survive. We might think we're surviving, but we're really not.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, very good points. And you made me think about we have to have the capacity to play. And a lot of times, this seriousness of life and all the stress that we go through,
Hmm.
I know that I was in a friendship situation over the last 3 years that literally drained me dry. And it was so toxic that I didn't even have the capacity to do the daily things I needed to get done. And I became numb. And when you are like that, it's hard to connect to anything because all I was focused on getting through the day, getting through, that day. But
Hmm.
when I came out of that situation, and thank God I did, I reconnected to my joy. And it was the most powerful thing that ever happened to me because it's funny how you come out of that and you realize how much of a how cathartic that is. It's like a cleanse. It's like
It is.
crying. Like
Hmm.
that's cathartic. That's releasing all of that, all those layers that have built up inside of you that you hold in there, for one reason or another. And it's like a fountain. It just comes out and it's like this,
Hmm.
it's such to me a sacred experience. It's a
Hmm.
sacred experience to reconnect to your joy.
Hmm.
Again, because that is the true nature of who we are. We didn't create all this mess, all this way of doing things, uh, but we can take responsibility for our lives now that we're aware and actually regulate and embody that joy. Instead of going through all the loops and jumping through all the hoops, we can
Hmm.
actually begin to embody joy and play and make that essential to
Hmm.
our lives. That's a priority. You know, it regulating
Regulate.
help helps you
Yeah.
de-stress. It helps you decompress, and you all know you do it. And I know you have your moments where of joy where you can feel that in your body. And so, what a great place to be. Goodness gracious.
Hmm.
So, Tracy, I wanted to ask you because we've talked about this a few times,
Hmm.
and it just blows my mind how you work with people in your practice in Ruha Rising and how you
Hmm.
use play and laughter and humor
Hmm.
in a lot of situations to help people come out of to regulate, to
Hmm.
create balance again. Can you
Hmm.
share some of that with us? Some of the things you've done?
So some of the things I've done, I'll start with the groups I've done with substance abuse um, clients, clients who have been, alcoholics all their lives or have had jail time or have had some serious injuries because of drinking or doing drugs, um, severely traumatized by different things, their upbringing, things they went through in their lives. So I have had groups of people where they are from all different walks of life. They don't look like each other. They're not in the same socioeconomic category. They may not be the same race. They weren't brought up the same, even don't have the same political views. I have gotten people to connect with each other through the power of play, which leads to when you're less stressed and you let go of all those barriers and all those fears of what are people going to think about me. You learn how to connect. When you learn how to connect with other people, you learn how valuable you are as a person and how much your life really matters. So I had this group of adults, and one of our sessions one day was the power of play as a way to cope with everything that's going on in our lives, letting go of our stress, learning how to regulate our bodies. I had this group of grown men uh, playing Truth or Dare. They were running up and down the halls, singing Christmas carols, telling people good morning, or just some silly stuff. And they enjoyed it. You could see the change in their demeanor. You could see their connection. And in this particular group, by the time I stopped working with the group after several weeks, um, I had them share what they got from that. And each one of them shared, I never would have thought I would have connected with you. And they would point to someone because we are so different. But I learned that you're a human being just like I am. I learned you go through things just like me. I respect where you come from. We're different, but we connected. We respected each other. And that's what it's all about, regulating your nervous system, whether you're at work, home, wherever. The power of play helps you connect, helps you let go of those differences and see people who for who they really are. And you can see yourselves for who you really are and what you have to give to other people. We're all valuable. I also use play, of course, with the kids that I work with, but also with the adults who come and sit down in front of me and share some very traumatic stories, serious relationship problems, self confidence, self esteem issues. And I use, people look at me and sometimes go, oh, you're just quiet and cut and dry. And once you get to know me and I get to know you and we connect, I can help figure out how can I bring this playfulness into the meeting that we're having, into the session. How can we look at in a serious and a humorous way what's going on so you can when you can laugh at yourself and then take that and go, oh, let's talk about what's really going on. It helps you let go of that tension of being afraid to talk, for example, and you start sharing more. And you know that I'm not laughing at you, I'm helping you look at yourself and go, I can be different. Once I learn how to laugh and relax, I can be different. I can play, I can have fun in my life. I can give myself permission not to feel like I have to take on my ex-wife or my adult child's responsibilities. I can define my space, set boundaries without play and laughter. Sometimes I don't get that. You can't get that from people. If you can let go of that tension, you'd be surprised at how much you learn about yourself, how you can set boundaries and be okay and get things done. Because one thing about living in survival mode, whether you're in fight or flight or shut down and freeze, if you can let go of some of that tension, your brain works differently. You can see things. You're not spending all that energy. Your brain, your nervous system isn't sending all those signals to protect yourself, stay safe. It's going, okay, let's look at this. So you gotta play sometimes to get to that place.
Yeah, it gives you clarity. God, it gives you clarity. And you're right. If you can't laugh at yourself, what can you laugh at? I'm good at laughing at myself. And thank God, because again, I used to be so serious. Me and my Leo personality,
Mm-hmm.
I whew, have gotten into some really patterns of overthinking, over analyzing, you name it.
Mm-hmm.
But then when I stop and I really see myself,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's pretty hilarious
Mm-hmm.
sometimes. And I'm like, okay, chill out and slow down. Everything's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Right.
just find that center point again.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes, like you were saying, healing is laughing, it's dancing, it's creativity, it's connection. It's helps you feel alive again.
Mm-hmm.
We all need that. Like everything is so serious right now,
Mm-hmm.
and people are going through so many things. We need to find the joy in each other. We need community where we can find joy in one another. And like you said,
Mm-hmm.
people of different backgrounds and everything connecting with each other. God, that's the most beautiful thing. And if
Mm-hmm.
play can bring that out,
Mm-hmm.
that's amazing. We need more of that.
Yes.
We need more of that.
And in my group, these same substance abuse groups I was doing, I use myself, I use my somatic background experience, picking up on the verbal, the nonverbal, all of that, the energy, so I can tell and ask questions about what's needed. So, for example, it's kind of play. One lady was coloring, that's play, and she had her mindfulness coloring book in group. I don't want to cuss on here, but on the front it said F
Cuss, girl,
something.
cuss.
I'm gonna get you put off the
We're
air,
just playing.
right? So I asked the group. I could feel that she was. I felt a heaviness in her, and her energy was just so low that day. So I checked in with her and I said, "Do we need to say F addiction?" I said, "Would that help you in here?" And she looked at me kind of surprised, and she's like, "Yes." So from that day on, our opening was let's introduce her, say how you're doing this week, check in with everybody, and then we go one, two, three, F addiction. And they would laugh, but guess what? They opened up to each other. They felt safe with each other because it was a way for them to connect. They were all going through similar issues with addiction. So that's a playing. And in my work with others, my coworkers could hear me outside the door and they'd say, "You guys were laughing. I want to get to the point where my sessions go like that." You got to play, you got to get to know people, you got to learn how to
Connect.
connect with people and not take what they say personally, but help reflect that back to them using humor, using whatever seriousness, whatever you need to use. Uh, Coaching therapy, it doesn't have to be cut and dry. It doesn't have to be doom and gloom. You can play with it. You can reach people through the power of play. And guess what? People come back. People request me because I connect.
So find someone, if you choose therapy as one of your ways to release and
Mhm.
regulate, choose someone that has a personality and likes to have fun and
Mhm.
knows how to open up with you and not just talk, but actually connect.
Right. The power of connection. Go ahead.
Yes.
Go ahead, girl.
So I want to ask the viewers, what parts of yourself have become so serious too early? Like,
Hmm.
what parts of you became really serious? And is that something that you still hang on to? Do you have trouble having fun? Do you have trouble thinking that you can play?
Hmm.
That's something to think about. So
Hmm.
breathe with that for a minute.
Hmm.
So people are not failing at life. A lot of people's nervous systems just haven't experienced enough safety to feel like they can be spontaneous and playful.
Hmm.
So, when you're thinking about adding play back to your repertoire back to your life,
Hmm.
start small.
Hmm.
Start small. That's how you get out of survival mode.
That's true.
Start small and add things. Just think about things you used to do when you were a little kid. Add those back in, and whatever it takes so that you start enjoying life again and start connecting to your joy to your joy.
Hmm.
What are some other ways people can get back to their joy, Tracy? Like
Hmm.
music. I love listening to music. That's a whole different vibration and frequency for me.
Hmm.
That
Hmm.
immediately restores my joy. Dancing.
Dancing,
Hmm.
music, comedy, whether it's on TV or you go to see a comedian, or everything's online now. Again, here's a good part of technology. You can
Yeah.
look up comedians that you like. You can watch their stand-up shows. You can watch the same ones over and over. If it makes you laugh, laugh. uh, just having a joke with a friend, going outside walking, anything that makes you feel good, something that makes you laugh, anything that makes you feel good in the moment can be play. Um,
Yes. And one of
sometimes
our
I'm,
view. Oh no,
oh,
go
sorry,
ahead.
go ahead. I'm just gonna say music in your car. Sometimes you're by yourself. Sometimes I'm singing and dancing to the music, and the people next to me are probably like, "Oh my goodness, look at her." I'm having fun. I'm enjoying. But go ahead.
Yeah. No, I
That's
was
another
I was going to
play.
say one of our viewers said that coming from someone from the other side of the table, connection is
Hmm.
easier when life is not so clinical.
Exactly. Exactly. Where therapy is not something you take off the shelf. Okay, this person has these symptoms. They've been through these problems. Let's take these papers out. Check, check, check. Okay, we're going to do this worksheet. Worksheet. I've used lots of wonderful worksheets, but we can't rely on that clinically. We have to connect.
Yes,
It has to be meaningful. You have
very
to
important.
know which worksheets to take out. But if you just randomly do things, people are going to run. People will not come back. I've heard colleagues say, well, they just cussed me out, or they told me that was not good, or I'm mean. You got to connect. You can say anything to anybody you're working with if you're connected. You can challenge them. You got to be connected.
And play helps us connect for sure. And
Hmm.
and play does not need monetization. Joy does not need achievement. Rest doesn't need to be earned. And pleasure is not laziness. Have
No.
fun. Add joy back to your life, whatever that is. Bring out the little kid. If you have
Hmm.
grandkids, all the better. Have a
Hmm.
water gun fight, a water balloon fight, dance with them. They love it, man. They love that stuff. And what made you feel alive as a child? Think about that. I bet even just thinking about it, sends your
Hmm.
vibration to the stratosphere because, gosh, those were the fun times. I know when I'm feeling like depressed or a little down, I start reminiscing on the good times I had
Hmm.
in my life,
Hmm.
the joy that I've had, the laughter that I've had, the gratitude that I have for being in those experiences
Hmm.
and allowing myself to just be. I'm 62 well, I'd strike that. I'm not uh, in August, but I was out a couple of weekends ago and I was swinging on a swing, and I was like, I didn't even think twice about it, and it
Hmm.
felt so good. I know a few years ago I was doing that and I got kind of nauseous. But
Yes.
I hopped right on there and I was swinging and real high and all the kids were watching me and I'm just laughing and it was a blast. But I don't care. people are like, act your age, and you're not supposed to do that or wear that or whatever. You know,
Mhm.
who who created all those societal norms?
I'd like to see the book and the encyclopedia set that says at this age you do this, at this age make
Exactly.
sure you reach this goal.
Exactly. So do those things that make you feel alive when you were a child.
Hmm.
And what activities now do you do that make you lose track of time?
Hmm.
Man, I can think of a few, although I won't mention them here, but
What are those, Leon?
that's fun too. So
Oh, yeah. Make those mud pies. Get your hands dirty in the dirt.
that's right.
Create. Make cookies with someone. Make a mess. You know
Enjoy.
you have to clean it up, but make a mess. That's fun.
That's fun.
Draw pictures with pudding. If you're with your kids, grandkids, yeah. If you're by yourself, sing karaoke,
Something.
something to make you enjoy yourself.
So, Tracy, do you want to lead people through the mini exercise, or do you just want to give us some words of wisdom for this week?
Well, a mini exercise would just be for everyone listening to think about a game you loved to play as a child. It doesn't matter what it was. It can be a board game, a playground game, which they don't do much of anymore. But think about something you liked to play as a child. And when you have that in mind, think about what are you doing now as you're thinking about it? Are you smiling? Are you
Right.
laughing? Are you remembering what it felt like in your body? Notice what your body's doing. Is it relaxing as you're thinking about that? And again, are you smiling? Because I know when I was thinking about what I love to play, I started smiling. I started thinking about how fun it was to be silly. I thought about how fun it was to sing those playground games we used to have. And we played together.
Hmm.
Everybody played together.
Hmm.
And it was so fun.
I agree. I agree. So, healing is not only learning
Mhm.
how to play, you have to teach your body. Sometimes you have to okay, so when you get on a track where you are being really serious about life and everything is stressful, you
Mhm.
have to take time to feel safety in your body again, to do whatever it takes to bring that to you. And if it starts with breathing, if it starts with grounding, if it starts with some form of meditation or walking or
Mhm.
exercise or something, if that's what gets you out of the grind and into allowing yourself to play and giving yourself the capacity to be able to do that again, that's what it's all about. That's
Mhm.
what it's all about. So, one thing I want to invite you to try this week is to do one playful thing with no outcome attached. None. Just do it and enjoy it,
Mhm.
no matter what that is for you. Start to feel that joy in your heart again.
Mhm.
So, Tracy, do you have some words of wisdom for us to take us out this evening? It's been a wonderful conversation.
Mhm. Just remember you are allowed to play. Play is not just for kids. We're all big kids.
Exactly. That's
We
what we
have
need to remember.
joy. If being an adult means you're not allowed to be joyful, I don't want to be an adult anymore. So
No
just
more adulting.
no more adulting. Just remember you're allowed to have joy, you're allowed to have fun as an adult. And the people telling you you can't because you need to be productive and so forth and so on, they're playing at your expense. So allow yourself the same joy that they're getting in their lives because you deserve it. We
That's
need.
right. So, if this conversation resonated with you and you're ready to move from survival mode to deeper regulation, truth, and freedom in your life, check out our links in the description. I have a program for women starting in July called the Sovereign Income Reset that is going to help women regulate their nervous system as well as activate their income using their gifts and talents and getting reconnected to their identity again. And I also have the 7 days to a calmer nervous system that will help you start to regulate your nervous system again. And it teaches you new habits and behaviors to regulate.
Mhm.
And as always, Tracy is the expert at nervous system regulation. Please connect with her at Ruha Rising. She has a host of services there, and she can help you whether it's an individual, whether it's something for a company, an organization, uh, couples. Tracy works with everyone.
Mhm.
And just connect with her there, www.ruharising.com. And you can find that in the description as well.
Mhm.
So, thank you for being with us this week. We appreciate you as always. Please subscribe, share. Most of all, please comment and like our content so we can get it out to more people.
Mhm.
The world needs this right now. We need to be able to be the change that we
Mhm.
wish to see in this world. And it starts with us individually. So
Mhm.
play, enjoy,
Thank,
have fun, and we'll see you next week. Thank you.
thank you.